Hello everyone, welcome back to part 4 and well, part 4 of this epic 5-part replay. Jump now going to be trying to come up, quickly getting taken down. EMP Shockwave, no EMP Shockwaves. Those two ghosts getting quickly getting taken down, so those Immortals will be much more difficult to counter. Psystorm now still a possibility. No EMP Shockwave hitting some of those units from that backhand side. More Psystorm coming in. Marines trying to do a little bit of a push and run. Immortals now trying to come back as well. One Archon still trying to be warped in. That Archon, let's see if it will be in fact be able to be made in time. Already taking damage, does not look like it will be able to come in. And now a quick scanner sweep reveals High Templars and Zealots along with some cannons. So Jump having to jump back from that overexposed position. Hellions now going to be trying to come up as well. Jump sitting on this top left-hand map. First and Last now getting a Nexus over here. There is an SCV down here though, so Jump does realize that there is in fact a Nexus over there. Trying to put out some more pylons, perhaps trying to be able to warp in more units. And in comes those units. Zealots trying to come in, do a quick charge. EMP Shockwave hitting all across all those units. Another EMP Shockwave, not really doing as much as the first one, obviously. But still, Jump in a fairly good position right now. Cannons now being warped in. High Templars trying to be warped in as well. We'll see if those High Templars will in fact be able to get any Psystorms off. A Psystorm hitting his own units, and that was a bad Psystorm coming in from First and Last. Jump now trying to focus down, so Jump really using these Marines and Medics very successfully with those Medevacs, taking down the rest of this expansion. And First and Last is going to be hard spent to try to get any additional minerals. Probes now doing a little bit of long distance mining as this Nexus is now up and running, but a single siege tank will be able to take it down. No real way to really counteract this or prevent this right now, as that siege tank just firing very quickly. Now going into siege mode when one more hit would take it down. Now going after those probes. Those probes, however, are going to be able to get into that zero range of that siege tank, but Hellions able to really just finish toasting those siege tanks. Coming back over here, Marines and Marauders able to finish off First and Last's expansion over here. Probes now trying to move over, but probes just going to be walking into their death. A frontline army of probes, and those probes now trying to surround those units using that fusion cutter or that particle beam, trying to take down that siege tank. And wow, an army of probes able to take down those siege tanks. More Immortals and Stalkers now trying to come into position, and Zealots being warped in as well. Long distance mining from Jump from over here, finally getting that command center. Taking a look, 2 orbital commands, both of them fairly good on energy, trying to harvest as many from those mules on this backhand side. This game can still go either way. No one really with a definite advantage yet. First and Last trying to perhaps mass up a little bit of a larger army, sitting at 68 over 174. Jump sitting at 78 over 156. Taking a look at the income, First and Last still just a little bit ahead, but not by much. Taking a look over here, we finally have some Stargates and a fleet beacon. Trying to take a look at the production. Do we have a mothership? No mothership being produced. Siege tanks and medevacs also being produced as well. Assimilators are currently red. Taking a look back over here, okay, just as a side note, Terran players should be able to salvage their refineries. Just use that. Just give them that ability. Scanner sweep trying to reveal an observed probe. Now, once again, there are some photon cannons being warped in. Zealot's going to be moving over as well. Ghost with an EMP Shockwave hitting across a lot of those units. Only one of those Zealots or 2 of those Zealots were able to really escape that. And now High Templar now trying to come in. We'll see how that really works as those Zealots are now trying to come in. Able to focus down that one High Templar. Another Psystorm now trying to come in as well, though. So that High Templar trying to moving around with his hands moving forward like a boogeyman, just going, come on, you want to fight me, you want to fight me. Moving very slowly. Those Marines now just continuing to able to kite those slower units. Zealots trying to use charge, trying to chase down those units, and that boogeyman still just trying to chase down more and more and unable to really get anywhere with those units. Taking a look over here, we have more units being warped in. First and Last using those Zealots, trying to warp in from that backhand side. Still has a fair amount of gas, not really mining from here anyways. First and Last now trying to produce additional probes. Taking a look over here, First and Last definitely saturated his probe mine, and down over here on this bottom right hand island over here on the top left hand side. Jump really just mining this location with mules as opposed to mining it with anything else. Jump knowing how to use those mules correctly, not always casting those mules on those same mineral patches, so that those SCVs, so that one mineral patch isn't depleted before another. Coming back over here, Barracks still producing more, Ghost still being produced, Medevacs now being produced as well. A couple of reactor cores, or reactor core and a tech lab being left behind. Orbital command now being lifted off. SCV activating that Zonaga watchtower, sees in fact that there is a nexus sitting here. I guess it's a nexus with a orbital command overlay sitting on top of that, because that's where that orbital command thinks he's going to be landing. Taking a look at this, we have a large number of Marines and Medevacs now trying to move out, going to be trying to take down this position, and it will be successful as no units are going to be able to be warped in, trying to move those probes out of the way. Down goes those probes, and Jump going to be able to take down this particular expansion over here, trying to move that command center. The command center moving awfully slowly, as it should, as it's a large flying building. And once again, 101 army. Taking a look at the army sizes, we have 7,100 in terms of minerals for Jump, 5,175 for First and Last. All it really takes is a bad Psy Storm, or a siege tank on that high ground to really just throw the tides of this battle. Down goes a single Zealot into that position. So really, this place is going to be very, very difficult to, this place is going to be very difficult to try to pass through. Now, they're going to be having to try to come in either through the center Zelnaga watchtower, or perhaps trying to take down this yellow high-yield mineral expansion, but he does not want to move too far away from this nexus. Still a little surprised that no mothership yet and no carriers. Why would you build a fleet beacon if you do not want carriers? Now, warping in some additional High Templars. We'll see how this is really going to work. Ghosts do not have lockdown, so carriers probably would be a very, very strong option at this stage in the game. Unfortunately, those carriers wouldn't be upgraded. So taking a look, yeah, only level 1 upgrades. Still getting Colossus, or sorry, getting Immortals. First and Last should really consider trying to getting some Colossus. Colossus definitely has that longer range, able to take down a lot of that Marine and Marauder army without having to worry about EMP nearly as much. We haven't seen very much of a large air army coming in from Jump, not a large number of Vikings. So the Viking, at least try to force them to produce some Vikings. Now in come those units, siege tanks now moving in, and mass Marines, EMP Shockwave, First and Last going to really lose on this particular fight here. Now another Psystorm, is this Psystorm going to hit? No, EMP Shockwave, able to focus down more of those units, more Psystorm hitting. So a lot of those units getting taken down, those Medevacs trying to heal up the rest of those units, and now we have one High Templar. I want to see how much energy that High Templar has. If that High Templar has enough energy for another Psystorm, but wow, those Medevacs desperately trying to heal up all of those Marines back, and a lot of those Medevacs just healing at such a great rate. Jump now just using those meals. These particular mineral patches are almost mined out. A combination of red and blue trying to mine out that particular location. Taking a look at this, yeah, using that warp prism in order to hold those High Templars. I have a nuclear launch being detected, and yes, this is it right here. This is not looking good. We'll see First and Last trying to warp in some Zealots. Is it going to be in time? Trickly trying to take it down. Is it? I think it is going to in fact be in time. Is it? No nuclear missile. So wow, a very, very bad nuclear missile coming in. And now once again, High Templar in position, and now going to be able to focus down this particular place over here. And now down goes that Marauder, down goes that one, not Marauder. Marauder's taking out that Immortal and that High Templar. Still, Zealots now moving around the map. That nuclear missile missing was an absolute key move for First and Last. First and Last still able to at least try to do something. Warp Prism down to 1 hit point and 23 shields. So we'll see how First and Last is able to really come back with those particular units. I think not having the shield upgrades has really hurt First and Last. A lot of the times whenever a Protoss player retreats, that's all that is really regenerated. So the fact that he wasn't able to get the most out of his shields, especially against 3-3 Marines, you can play, and any of you guys who are watching this game cannot really say that Terran is overpowered, as 3-3 upgrades should in fact destroy 3-0-0 upgrades against a Protoss. So yeah, 3 upgrades on those Stalkers and 3 armor. Yeah, that's not really a fair upgrade, especially for those Immortals as well, as those Immortals really need those shields. But perhaps he thinks that EMP Shockwave has just been reducing it too much. Taking a look, perhaps getting some feedback on a High Templar, trying to focus down more of those units. Taking a look at this, a large number of High Templars feedback purges all energy from the target and deals 1 damage per point of energy. So if those High Templars are in fact able to perhaps be cloaked for a short while with a mothership, they would be able to feedback and then take down those ghosts fairly easily. Stay tuned for part 5 and the conclusion of this replay here on Desert Oasis from First and Last and Jump.